I feel like an old fuck. I feel like the oldest fuck that ever did fuck. I don't know. I need to stop saying the word fuck nonstop because we're gonna get banned and demonetized even though we don't make any money. What's up, guys? It's me again. I know. I'm surprised too. I would have thought I would have given up by now. Hold on. Can I lower down? No, I cannot. We're gonna raise y'all up a little bit. Oh, YouTube. This is not a dab pipe. YouTube, I swear to fucking God, this is not a pipe of the dab, of the marijuana. Okay, as we were saying, I hope everybody's doing well today. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna talk about iDubbbz. We're talking about the creator clash situation and the large controversy that has been blowing the fuck up over on Twitter and whatnot. Now, it took me a little bit of time because I wanted to, kind of see what all sides of the situation were saying, and I kind of wanted to address it from there. Basically, if you don't know, for some reason, you're under a rock, Creator Clash is a, creator boxing event where social network influencers go and they beat the shit out of each other for the bag, okay, for that clout and for the bag. And so therefore the person who runs that, however, is iDubbbz and his girlfriend Anissa. The two have collaborated on both Creator Clash 1 and Creator Clash 2. However, Creator Clash 2 was marred in much more controversy considering the fact that a creator known as Froggy Fresh, who used to be known as Krispy Kreme, was on the card and then was dropped. The reason he was dropped was not exactly known. A lot of speculation was thrown around. Was it because of OnlyFans jokes? Was it because of his training with Sam Hyde? We didn't really know, and people assumed that it couldn't have been the thing with Sam Hyde because Harley Morenstein trained with Sam Hyde. However, what it does turn out is it was the fact that Froggy went with Sam Hyde and trained with him. Now, real quickly, I need to address something because Keemstar said that, people in the commentary community have been big fans of Froggy Fresh for years. Now, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure, because I was one of those edgy kids that watched Leafy back in the day. I'm not gonna cap. I made edgy content over on VidMe. I've grown up. I'm 23 years old now. I'm not 16 anymore. I've changed in my beliefs and all that good shit, and I don't do the same shit that I used to. But I remember being there in those days. And so a lot of people have been pulling iDubbbz clips and saying certain shit from those days that's just bullshit. So nobody fucking liked Krispy Kreme. He was not a good rapper. I genuinely thought he had Down syndrome, and I'm not saying that to be funny or to roast him. I genuinely, because maybe it's because I thought Ice JJ Fish had Down syndrome.
It's something about the girl that just makes my head wanna twirl.
When I was younger, I actually don't know if he does. I listen, again, I'm not trying to shit on anybody. These are just the things that I thought was there. So I genuinely thought the man had Down syndrome because his raps were so bad and they were on Ice JJ Fish's level.
Cause I am the baddest of them all. If you ain't about money, then I don't mess with y'all.
And I just had no idea. And so when I found out that he was on the Creator Clash card, I was like, is that even fucking legal? So beyond that, however, I'm pretty sure he was always considered a joke in every community that he has ever been in. He was not a rapper, and I think the commentary community shit on him if I remember correctly. On top of that, people have pulled certain clips like iDubbbz talking about Leafy and talking about how Leafy bullies people and bullies kids and we should bring bullying back is something Leafy would said, and he was kind of making fun of Leafy when he was in this clip. And they've been pulling it, trying to say, no, that's just iDubbbz bullying a child and saying that you should bully children. These people are so fucking dishonest. And so that's just a little quick rant that I needed to go on. I'm sorry, though. That was a total side note. But I just want everybody to know, Froggy Fresh was Krispy Kreme, a terrible rapper.
The baddest of them all. If you ain't about money, then I don't mess with y'all.
That nobody has ever respected in their entire lives and will go back to non-existence pretty much after this entire drama. I forgot he existed. I didn't even know he changed his name from Froggy Fresh or to Froggy Fresh from Krispy Kreme. Okay, I don't think he's poppin'. All right, there's no fucking way. Anyway, he's gonna go back to non-existence, and nobody cared about him or respected him to begin with, so the commentary community slurping his fucking cock is the pussiest shit that I've ever seen, and Keemstar should be embarrassed, okay? You should be absolutely fucking embarrassed. Anyway, so there's been a lot of, like, dick slurping in the commentary community for a long fucking time now, and especially when it comes to their weird opinions about edgy comedy. For some reason, these people in the commentary community think that there's no reason to ever grow, and that nobody's opinions should ever change, and that you should constantly be able to say whatever you want, whenever you want, without any repercussions, not understanding that freedom of speech is only, speech without repercussion from the government, not from the people around you. And of course, the only thing that you're not allowed to return somebody with when they're saying stupid shit is you can't physically touch them. But if you get banned from people's, like, spaces or whatever the fuck, that's on you. Stop being an asshole. Grow the fuck up. It's that simple. But the fact of the matter is Sam Hyde cannot expect everybody to be comfortable and acceptable of his style of comedy when it is directly usually harassing other people. But for example, he will regularly go on, like, rants about people saying he wants to attack them or hurt them. He's done this, I know, with Anissa. I know he's done this with Hassan Piker as well.
You got anyone you want to call out in the heavyweight division?
Oh, you know it's, lad. You know that, Hassan Piker? I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house.
Or in the ring?
No, in real life.
He's, usually people just hide behind the fact that, oh, it's just edgy comedy. But I think that's really stupid if you're engaging with somebody outside of the edgy fucking community. If you're dealing with normal people, then you probably shouldn't attack or harass them in the same way that you would these weirdos in your fucking online communities. On top of that, it's entirely understandable that iDubbbz and other creators on the card would not want to be associated with Sam Hyde, considering his very controversial past, and the fact that iDubbbz tried to make every single concession with Froggy Fresh to allow him onto the card is absolutely insane. So much so that if I were iDubbbz, I would have simply said, fuck you, you can't do it. I wouldn't have even said, yeah, you can make commentary, you can make fucking content with him. No, you cannot make content with him. If you want to, go train with him, fine. If you want to make content with him related to my project, no, you're not allowed to. We can find somebody else. It is that simple, and the fact that iDubbbz went so far to even allow him to post content with fucking Sam Hyde, but just said wait till after the creator clash, is absolute psychosis. And honestly, Ian was being a pussy there, and he should have probably tried to just be more direct and be like, hey, no, we're not doing that.
You're a pussy.
Okay? And that's how I feel about the general matter. So basically, again, Froggy Fresh, not allowed on the card because of Sam Hyde. He knew that this was a thing, apparently, that iDubbbz did not want him to do. iDubbbz made every concession for the man, and Froggy Fresh was unwilling to do even the slightest thing to work with iDubbbz. He was hell-bent on doing it the way that he wanted to do it and no other way. And that is not how business is done. That is not how work gets done. If I went into my job and told my fucking my boss, hey, fuck you and your wife, that's not gonna go very well. If I also was hired on to do a specific thing and then I don't do that thing properly, or I fuck up one of the parameters on that thing, guess what happens? I get fired.
You're fired!
It is that simple, and the absolute gall, alright? The fucking nerve of some people to think that you should be able to do whatever you want when people have been kind enough to bring you into their project, the largest project you've been a part of in a long time, to give you some bit of relevance, and you want to say fuck you to their parameters when you signed on to that. Go fuck yourself. You're a piece of shit, and you're a child. That is not how fucking business is done, and it never will be. And it also isn't how personal relationships work out. If you tell your friend genuinely, yo, fuck you and your wife, I don't think that's gonna go very well, alright? If they ask you not to associate with somebody publicly because they don't want to be associated, they're probably gonna disengage with you as their friend if you are engaging with that other person in a way that, like, makes them seem like, hey, I'm, like, now too close to this person, right? If my fucking friend started hanging out with a known, like, fucking Nazi, KKK member, alt-right motherfucker, any of these things, I would absolutely have to disengage with them. Unless, actually, let me back up. I would try to help, and I try to talk to him and be like, hey, yo, man, that doesn't really look very good. Like, do you know the optics? But if they're like hell-bent, no, I'm doing this, bye! See ya! Never again! Bye! So this is a totally fair way to look at things. I totally understand iDubbbz's position here, and I think he's actually correct on it. So what's the online response been? Well, there's been a lot of people that are kind of all over the place. So we have people on the right, or the commentary community people, etc., that are like, yo, iDubbbz used to be edgy, so therefore he should be okay with all edgy humor now, and be okay with Sam Hyde being associated with him and his fucking shit. Which is absolutely stupid, because of course, people can change, they can grow, and that's what we should want. We should want people to grow the fuck up. We should want people to learn how the world works, what social contracts are, how to engage with society and not be an autistic fuck who just sits at home. Like, listen, you know what? The reason I'm so hard on you fuckers is because I was like you. I just sat at home all the fucking time, never engaged with people, and, you know, I'm autistic, have ADHD, and I was like one of these edgy motherfuckers. And I did not know how to engage with society. I didn't understand why I should engage with society. I used to be one of these motherfuckers that thought, like, emotions were, like, one of the worst things ever, and it's so fucking stupid that people act with their emotions. But growing up is understanding that these things exist for a fucking reason. And society has to operate in some certain ways. We can push certain boundaries, but there's some shit, like maybe, I don't know, trying to actually be productive in conversation that we should always push for in society. Okay? It's that simple. Now, then we have the people in the middle that are like, hey, you know, like, I think iDubbbz is cool here, or maybe, like, I think, like, iDubbbz maybe handled it a little poorly, but I think he's in, like, he had the right opinion, whatever the fuck. And then we have the more leftist groups that basically are saying that iDubbbz hasn't changed. Now, it's possible that iDubbbz has not changed. I was sent on Twitter a clip from a H3H3 podcast video where it says basically that he's the same person behind the scenes now, or he's the same person behind the scenes as he was before. It's just publicly he's changed his image. Now, there's two ways you can interpret that clip. You can interpret it as he has always behind the scenes been a little uncomfortable with that humor, but kind of did it just to get the bag because that was the lane he was in. Or you could interpret it with, like, he's still just as edgy, doesn't have any different beliefs that he did before, and he's now just publicly changed in order to keep that bag. Those are the two ways you can interpret it. I think I mean, look, from the way it was stated, they said it really nonchalantly in a way that I guess I would have to go back and look at more of the context of it. Right now, my thought is, hey, they're probably trying to say, like, oh, he hasn't changed and he still is edgy behind the scenes, but I would have to go back and watch more of that podcast, and I think that's something that I am going to do, so I can see if there's any context that makes that kind of idea that I have changed. And outside of that, it's really funny because I see, like, all of these women that are trying to, like, speak reason to these commentary community people and shit like that, and these incels, and it's really sad because, like, here's the extreme, right? Y'all had one woman in the commentary community. Y'all had, like, one woman, okay? It was Belle Delphine. Even Belle Delphine came out and said, yo, iDubbbz is fair here, and y'all turned on Belle Delphine. Like, at that point, you need to go sit in the corner, have a timeout, think about what you did, and come back to me with a 5-page essay on what you did and how you're gonna do better, okay? Because this shit's ridiculous. Y'all have ran every woman away. All of the bitches are gone. All of the bitches. You're scaring the hoes, as they say, okay? I'm trying to speak on your level now. You're scaring the hoes. You're scaring the bitches. Stop. Stop it. Why have I just don't... Why is this what you guys need? Do you need like somebody to come and yell at you like a dad? Do you not have a dad?
I'm gonna give you my quick thoughts on the iDubbbz Froggy Fresh situation. Now, I had saw the text messages, and it just seemed to me like iDubbbz was willing to accommodate Froggy Fresh in any way possible that he could, despite the fact that he was trying to do content with somebody in Sam Hyde, who lost his Adult Swim show because he's a fucking asshole, going and trashing Anissa. I don't understand it. I don't understand where the hate is for Anissa. The idea that iDubbbz didn't try to accommodate and tried to basically adhere to everything Froggy Fresh was saying and doing is absolutely insane. The other insane thing is, and I don't know if these creators have ever had a real job, I'm talking more about Sam Hyde, Froggy. I don't know if they've ever had a real job or their fans have ever had a real job or the people that are defending them, because when you basically, you get a job, you essentially have to sign what is really what's essentially a contract that can be terminated at any point. It's like an NFL contract, right? It can be ripped up at any point. That's why they get a lot of guaranteed money now, because the NFL like salaries are bullshit. But when you sign that, you can't just do whatever the fuck you want, even if it's outside work. You can't just do whatever the fuck you want. If your job finds out that you are spouting messages of hate, if you are spouting messages that are extremely sexist, if you are spouting messages that essentially line you up with very, very horrible values, they will fire your ass. That's just how life works. You can go about your business and do whatever the fuck you want, right? Froggy Fresh can absolutely do content with Sam Hyde if he wants.
But y'all don't say that.
But he can't sign a contract for the Creator Clash and then all of a sudden say, no, I'm going to continue to do whatever I want, even if it portrays a bad image on the entire event, on the charity that's involved, on anybody that's involved. When Froggy Fresh does content with Sam Hyde, it's not just it just doesn't reflect upon him and who he is as a person. It also is reflecting upon anybody who's involved with him outside of Sam Hyde. iDubbbz takes a hit with his image when he associates with Froggy Fresh or Sam Hyde. Anissa takes a hit when the event is associated with Froggy Fresh and or Sam Hyde. The charity that's involved, or charities that are involved, or anybody that's involved in this event, whether you're a fighter, whether if you're setting up the ring, whatever it might be, all of them are essentially linked to Froggy Fresh and what he does. Now, once the event's over, which iDubbbz said, he can go back to doing what he wants. He can go back to doing content with Sam Hyde. It's not their issue, and it's not their problem. You just won't be part of the next event. But, of course, Froggy Fresh, again, I don't know if he's ever had a real job. I'm starting to doubt it. Essentially believes he should be able to do whatever he wants. He doesn't care. Then don't sign the damn contract. Don't sign the contract, you narcissistic fucking prick. Because the idea that you can, like, again, you can do whatever you want, but you can't do whatever you want when you're involved in something else. That's how it works. You can make your own companies, and whatever you want to do, you can, because that's your own company. You can sit there and create events on your own and do whatever you want, because that's your event. You made that. You didn't make Creator Clash. You didn't set up any of Creator Clash. If anything, you're one of the most entitled motherfuckers on the internet. It's ridiculous. Now, the other thing that was brought up was iDubbbz didn't really change. He only changed his content. That's something that's directly out of Anissa's mouth.
I showed up, 2016, and now here we are, and Ian is doing different stuff. Like, Ian as a person has not changed very much in, regards to his, moral stance on a lot of things.
So if iDubbbz really didn't change, if iDubbbz is the same exact person, that's a problem too. Because iDubbbz What then the content he used to make and what he believed is wrong. He's just wrong. The idea that everything's either it's all okay or none of it's okay is absolutely stupid. The words that you say have impact. Unless you're saying words are absolutely meaningless. It's terrible. It's a terrible idea. If you sit there and say slurs, if you say the N-word to a black person, is that okay? Because you know the meaning behind that when you do that. So you're saying that's okay. You're saying that somebody who's gay, if you say the F word, you're saying that's okay. You're saying is words are meaningless. That's what you are saying. But words have an impact. Words do matter. The things that you say do matter. Because if they don't matter, then nobody can be held accountable for anything. And that's not a society that you want to live in. People trashing Anissa, they're wrong. I don't get it. People sitting there just disagreeing and going against Belle Delphine, that's insane to me. Yeah, a lot of wrong things in this situation. I don't know if iDubbbz has changed, but based off of what Anissa said, I'm guessing he hasn't. So that's all. That's my opinion. Now I'm going to toss it back to Rocky to let him finish this out.
And also, real quick, this is like my point. If he is actually like not changed at all, if iDubbbz is the same, that definitely does give more credence to the other side and saying like, oh, iDubbbz has just changed publicly, meaning it's just for the money, etc. I think that the answer then, of course, though, like to the commentary people, etc., is that doesn't mean that he should go back to being edgy, right? It means that he should also change whatever it is in his personal life that he's doing that might be fucked up. I think that that's the answer to that. If he is still, you know, like super edgy behind the scenes. And I think that like it doesn't change the fact that him not wanting to be associated with Sam Hyde is valid as fuck. But if he really hasn't changed behind the scenes, yeah, that's fucked up. He definitely should change behind the scenes as well as what he says publicly. But I think that like changing what you say publicly, regardless, is still at least a first step to a better thing. And you're at least not influencing people in that direction, right? So that is a big thing. But it still would be better if he changed behind the scenes as well.
I spaced out of my head to the depths of the universe. It's a spell or a chance just to open up a newer